Go ahead and do this. So, hello and welcome to ASB TDC TV. This is a product of a partnership between the University of Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center and the Northwest Arkansas Council Small Business Emergency Assistance Program. That is a mouthful. In essence, this is a series where we're talking with small business experts and ASB TDC consultants about the relevant and right now topics and solutions for small businesses. I'm Amy Robinson.
And I'm Chris Case, and with us today is Lindsay Ramsey. And tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Yeah, well, I'm Lindsay Ramsey. I own we like to call ourselves a community toy shop in Fayetteville. We are Kindness and Joy Toys. I am a wife and a mom to 3 school-age boys, and we are excited to have a toy store in Fayetteville.
So are we.
Yeah. Very much so. So tell us a little bit about give us a story of where you were in March and the journey between then and now and how things turned over so quickly and some of the things that you did to adapt.
That's right. Well, it's been like 3 years since March, right? Not just 3 months, because that's how it feels. So in March, before schools were shut down and we headed into this COVID crazy, as I call it, we were headed into what would have been a busy spring break in our shop full of classes and getting moms ready to go on spring break trips or to have spring break activities. We were headed into an Easter season, which is our second busiest season as a retail toy store. We had already bought the inventory for both of those things and we were geared up and ready. And the world changed very quickly. We have a website that we have had for almost 4 years. So we had been operating online already, and we quickly changed our model. We actually shut down in-store before the Fayetteville Public Schools did. We just kind of felt like it was the right thing to take, or the right option to take. And we went to being online and taking phone orders, so no in-store traffic. We allowed customer pickup, like in-store or curbside pickup, we quickly started calling it. And we also did local delivery. We started out in Fayetteville 6 days a week, a free delivery. We then expanded it to Springdale, free for 6 days a week. And then for a period of time, we're not doing it now, but for a period of time, we also delivered to Bentonville and Rogers on Saturday. So things changed pretty quickly. We turned in from a retail toy store to a fulfillment center. Kind of overnight, and we learned a lot. We changed a lot. We adapted with it kind of as we went. We operated that way until the 1st of May. And then the 1st of May, we kind of began opening our doors a little bit. We started out with what we called a soft opening, where we allowed customers to come in and make private appointments. After we did that for about a week, we opened and let customers come in from 1 to 5 every afternoon with no appointment, with some restrictions, masks. We asked them to stay 6 feet distance. And then we also just tried to do what we could to protect our employees. So that's kind of how we started. And then I guess I'm trying to think, 1st of June, we pivoted that just a little bit more. And now customers can come in with no appointment necessary from 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday. We're continuing to do curbside pickup, continuing to do delivery, take phone orders. We kind of just keep saying, shop Kindness and Joy Toys the way that works best for your family, trying to reach out to our customers that way.
What have been some challenges that have emerged for you that you can see emerging for just about any industry? Oh,
I mean, the online piece right out of the gate. Fortunately for us, because of an existing birthday bucket registry that we had about 90% of our inventory online. But right out of the gate, we had to make sure that everything we needed to sell, that I had ordered in mass quantities because I thought moms would be buying it for Easter, we had that online and available. And that we had to refine that process because our online piece made up less than 20% of our business before March. And it flipped on a dime to be 90% of our business. And we didn't have the process ready. So we had to quickly kind of work through that to figure out printing the orders and how we fulfill it. And are we double checking every order, a second person, to make sure that if it's 6 items, we got the right 6 items, just things like that. I mean, we had to do it so quick that was a huge challenge, just that online component, making sure we had enough of our inventory on there, and then making sure that we handled the back so that the front end, the customer could buy it, but then making sure that back end of that piece went as smoothly as we wanted it to go. So that was a huge challenge. I can think of two others that kind of right out of the gate. Employees have been a challenge. Communicating with them well about something that I myself don't understand and have a full grasp on is very hard, and it's ever changing. New studies come out, new guidelines from the CDC, or we're just kind of in this constant state of flux. And so that's been a huge challenge, feeling like I want to make sure what I tell my employees is good, solid information. And that's hard when sometimes I feel like I don't have good, solid information. So that's been a huge challenge. And then also getting inventory has been a problem for us. Just really for a period of time, most of what we get either comes from the East Coast or the West Coast. And for a period of time, those are two places that weren't accessible to us. And we're seeing some changes in that now, but it's still an issue. And I worry about it going forward in the fourth quarter. What does that mean for my Christmas inventory? So that's been another kind of hiccup for us, is just making sure that the flow of goods stays constant.
Yeah. And so you kind of almost pendulum swung, because you went from being fully online and now you're working back into,
Yes.
being an in-person store. What does that look like from a sales perspective? Is that reflecting in where you're making your money?
Well, that's a big challenge right now too, because I'm not sure that our averages will ever go back to where they were, like 80% in store, 20% online. We're starting to see them come more to a 50-50 in the last week to 10 days. But it's more, just like restaurants, it's more time consuming and costly to do takeout. It is more time consuming and costly for us to fulfill an online order than it is for somebody to just come in and say, I need a 2-year-old gift. We take them straight to the shelf, they pick it, we wrap it, they go out the door. There's so many more steps involved with that online. And so that too is a challenge as we figure out our staffing going forward. I feel like I'm asking a lot of my employees right now, because they're having to handle an in-person transaction while also maintaining an online presence and handling those customer service questions online. But I'm not yet quite comfortable to hire just for the online piece yet, until we kind of see where the world's going with this. So it's a day-to-day thing that I feel like we're really having to do a lot of training and conversation and working through what's most important. And, I've told my team, an Instagram message, we have to treat that in the same way as we do a phone call. Because when somebody sends us an Instagram message about a product, they're expecting an immediate answer. You don't have 3 hours. So just little things like that. We've seen an uptick in all of that online communication. I mean, that's not an order on Instagram necessarily, but we're seeing an uptick in all of that online communication, and they expect answers immediately. So we're trying to learn how to roll with that and prioritize it and all those things.
We've talked to you a lot about what you've done, and we're just really impressed by how you kind of stayed ahead of the game a little bit. If you could offer one piece of advice to the other companies out there, what would that be?
Social media. Like you have to do it. And I think pretty early, we've always had a social media presence, and it does come easy to me. So I preface that with knowing that it's not as easy for everybody. But I quickly felt like our survival depended on how well I could communicate on those social channels and through email marketing. And that's kind of how I see it. And from a marketing girl who always wanted everything to look picture perfect, I had to let go of that pretty quickly. And I think that would be my advice to people, is that they've got to let go of the fear of doing it the first time or it not looking exactly right. And they've got to try it and put their message out there, because customers want to hear from them. Like most small businesses, there's a personal connection there, and they care about you and your business, and they want to hear from you about how things are going, and they want to support you, but you've got to put that message out there. So that's the one thing I would say, is that you've got to be consistent on social media, and that you've got to put your face out there and explain some things to them, which I realize it comes easier to some people than it does to other, but that's kind of the one thing to me that is I hate to say the word no brainer. It's a must do. It's a must do for sure.
So if there were businesses out there right now that, maybe didn't have a strong online presence from a web standpoint, so online sales, because you came in with that game already strong,
right.
or just some first steps that you would take on, what are the first 2 social media baby steps that you would take in website online presence and also social media? What are some of those starter steps?
For social media, I would say quickly, we have seen a big value in some videos, either on IGTV, which I know sounds scary, but it's really not, or on Insta Story, or on just recording a video and posting it to your feed, where we are explaining some things to customers, whether it's products that that is useful to them right now. We're getting good sell-through on those products. Now we have an online presence, so I'm driving them to the store, but people can also just call the shop and they buy it over the phone. So even if you don't have a website, use that social media to show products, to showcase products that they can buy over the phone, or they can send you an Instagram message with their follow-up. I think it's a sales channel in a way that even if you don't have a website, you can still sell through social media, through Instagram or Facebook. So I would say video to showcase products, and also video to build customer confidence in what you're doing in your store. My customers want to know that I'm doing what I can to protect my employees, and I'm doing what I can to protect them. So we have had some good feedback on showing them videos like, this is what it's going to look like when you come to Kindness and Joy Toys. We're going to have cleaned the door. We're going to only allow 10 people. We're going to have masks on. We ask that you have a mask on. This is where you stand when you check out. Even for me, I went so far as the distance, which I think this can apply to restaurants and other industries as well, is to say your normal Kindness and Joy experience is not going to happen right now. And I hate that, but I had to tell people, if you bring your kids in, I recommend you don't bring them in right now. You can bring them. I'm not going to tell you no, but they have to look with their eyes and not with their hands. And it's not their normal Kindness and Joy experience. So maybe let's wait until we get to a place where we can. And I could see that working with like restaurant takeout, where you say to them, it's not your normal experience, but thank you for supporting us. And so that has been really important for us to use videos and not just photos, because they get to hear my voice and my heart, and they see my smile, and they know where to go and where to walk. And so I would say that videos are very important for educating on the procedures in your store, and then also just talking about product.
Takes away the mystery. It takes away the mystery.
Yeah, they know exactly what to experience.
Yeah.
And customers will say when they came in, I watched your video and I know you want me to wear a mask, or I watched your video and can I use that hand sanitizer? Like, they just kind of know what to expect. So I think that's been important. And on the website thing, I would say that it's easier than it's ever been to create a website. For us, our POS system had that option. And so it was not as time consuming, but I would just encourage you to start somewhere, because I feel like we're not going anywhere quickly with this, and we need an online presence is important for so many businesses, that I would just encourage you to find somewhere to get started. If it's 10 products, we're going to list 10 products, then I would go for it with that. And then those are the products that you can post on your social media, and trying to get people to drive there.
Well, yeah. And what I heard you say was that you can also just sell from social media.
Yeah.
And I think Instagram is such a storytelling medium, that I think that, and that's the other thing I think I see a lot in a lot of the retail stores, because people are buying local. They are, looking for the human behind the retail, behind what they're buying. And so I think you've done a great job of that. Thank you so much.
Well, and I think whenever Walmart is such a key to our Northwest Arkansas community that we see this, like, we want to compare ourselves to them, and they have entire departments that are video and social media. And so I see people freeze because they think they can't do it there's always somebody better, and they think, well, I can't do it to that level, so I'm not going to do it. And I would just encourage you to just focus on your customer base. Like, just pretend you're talking to them on the other side of the cash register, or they're on the other side of the bar at your restaurant, and just talk to them like that. And don't worry about it being a production, would be my encouragement.
I think one last thing I just want to state from my point of view, you had said this before, and this just keeps ringing with me. With your followers, you have said time and time again that don't focus on the quality, focus on the quantity. And I think that was something that really stuck with me the first time that you said that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you go look up Kindness and Joy Toys on Instagram right now, you're going to see a little over 6,000 followers, which in the grand scheme of things, there's other retail businesses in our area that have much more, many more than that. And we'd like to have more, and we're working on that. But our followers are very engaged, and they are all people that are shopping and supporting our store. And so I try not to look at that number. I try to look at the engagement and the feedback that I'm getting from them. So if you've only got 150 followers and they're people that are supporting you on a monthly basis, then they still need to hear from you. And so don't get caught up in that number. Absolutely. I'm glad you said that, because it's important.
Thank you so much. And I know that we will have you back again, and get some updates and some more tips and find out what's working next, because there will be a next. So thank you for joining us. And if you are watching today and you have a suggested topic, if you have a question that you need answered, or if there's somebody that you'd like to hear from or a story that you'd like to share, please contact us. You can reach me at arobinson.biz, B-U-S-H-E-L-P @gmail, or Chris Case, case@gmail.com. And if you're interested in benefiting from any of our free one-on-one consulting services, please sign up at asbtdc.org. Thank you all for joining us today, and thank you, Lindsay. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.